A pretty common question for new language learners is, how do I start immersing on the very first day if I still don't understand anything? And that's a very good question. How are you supposed to spend time with a language that you don't yet speak, and why do we recommend it? Why is it something that is so important to start doing on the very first day? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, so stick around to find out. Roll the intro! Oh, we don't really have an intro? Right. I guess I'll just start. Doing immersion from the very first day can seem a little unproductive, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Immersion and spending time with the language is the bread and butter of language learning. It's how you take stuff that you learn about the language and turn it into internal knowledge that you just have. You can't just do flashcards and vocab study all day and expect to have a functional model of the language. And if you just keep trying to jam more things into your brain with flashcards, it's a lot like trying to carry more things in your arms. There is a physical limit to how many oranges you can carry before they start to fall. Spending time and immersing in the language is the equivalent of putting those oranges into your backpack. This analogy is breaking down a little bit, but when you spend time with the language and find and hear and understand those words and things that you've learned, you convert that active, hard knowledge into softer, intuitive knowledge in the back of your mind. And this doesn't just work when you're already fairly advanced in the language, it's actually even more useful at the beginning with those small weird things that you're trying to learn, like am, it, was, he. But once you've seen them in context 100 times, they become easy. But if you've just been piling more words onto your stack of oranges in your arms, the second you let go, everything falls away. And I have a really good example of this. A couple of years ago, I wanted to test out the Fluent Forever app to see if it was worth recommending to my students. And so I did the 7-day free trial and I did at least 30 minutes a day of Korean for an entire week. But I didn't do any immersion. 0 minutes spent with Korean. And I learned plenty of things. It was stuff that I could talk about and remember and think of and use even from that week. But now it's all completely gone. I think I remember one single word, but I'm not even that sure of it. And this isn't to say that the app is actually bad. I thought it was pretty good. But you need to spend time with your target language if you want to actually learn it. Okay, so that's the why, but what about the how? How the hell are you supposed to spend time with a language that you don't understand? I have 3 specific tips for you, and the last one is the most important that I don't really see anybody else talking about. The first one is probably the easiest to implement. Spend time with content in the language that's specifically made for learners. You can find this kind of content on YouTube for pretty much any large-ish language by searching something like beginner comprehensible input or X language for beginners or something like that. I'm sure you'll find something. You can also use kids shows if those are popular in your target language. These sorts of shows and videos can be a bit boring, but if you focus on the language itself instead of the content, that can make it a lot more fun. The second tip that I have for you is to change your focus. Take all those words and grammar patterns and things that you've been studying and try to go out and find them in your target language. Think of it almost like a scavenger hunt. You're looking for these words and phrases and things that you do know, and then you're understanding those. Not only does this give your brain something to focus on and do, but it also helps you to learn and solidify those words better so that your study time is easier and faster. Before we get to the third tip, I want to talk a little bit about the Refold Teach Yourself a Language course. If you're somebody that wants a little bit more guidance on your language learning journey, we're here to help. We get it. We understand that lots of people don't have that much time and they don't really want to spend it on trying to figure out the exact content they should be using or if their approach is good enough to learn a language. A lot of people would prefer just to be told what to do each day and have things laid out for them in bite-sized chunks. And so that's what we did with our course. Over the course of 30 days, you learned exactly what you need to do each and every day to be a successful language learner. So if you're looking for a little bit more guidance and support, we're here to help you achieve your fluency dreams. Check out the link below for more information. All right, on to the third tip, which is a little bit out of the ordinary. And it's to change your mindset. Let me explain. You're really, really good at your native language. You've been using it for decades and everything is easy. You can use it to do anything at any time for any reason. If you sit down to watch a TV show or read a book in your native language, you're not worried at all that something's going to be too hard. You assume that you're going to understand 99% of everything all the time. And that's how most people go about their lives. There's no friction between their thoughts and their native language. They're one and the same. But when you start with a new language, there is a massive barrier. And this causes a lot of discomfort and cognitive dissonance. You feel like you should be able to understand things, but it sounds like gibberish. And this is a huge reason that millions of people fail to achieve fluency in another language. It's required to be in uncomfortable situations where you don't understand anything to get good enough where you do understand things and feel comfortable. And so if you accept the fact that you need to not understand at the beginning, it's going to be a lot easier of a process to learn. Instead of worrying about all of that stuff that you don't understand, focus on the things that you do get, even if they're just words, phrases, or individual utterances. If you can celebrate those wins, you're going to have a lot more fun immersing, and you're going to be a more successful language learner. So forget about all those things that you don't understand, celebrate those small wins, and have more fun immersing. You'll be a more successful language learner for it. That's everything that I wanted to share in this video. I hope that you found it useful and enjoyed it. So drop a like and check out the Refold course down below if you want a little more guidance on your journey. I'll see you in the next video. Happy immersing.
I'm here to drop some knowledge, listen up with your ears. I got a language learning method, gonna make it crystal clear. It's called Refold, the game changer, gonna blow your mind. Immerse yourself in media, fluency you will find. Refold.